morning! So my original plan for today was to do a Q&A, but I've ended up running out of time and I have a meeting and a bunch of different things to do today. So I've ended up deciding that we're going to do this Q&A throughout the day. So you're going to follow me, and then randomly when I can I'm going to pick the camera up and I'm going to answer a question. So I got to run now, so let's roll the intro, get started with the day and get started with the questions. So on days like these when I'm just commuting around, I always take, this is a Renault Megane GT. I know I don't show it all that much, but I do drive this car a lot. So it's like days like today when I'm usually not filming that, oh, I'm opening the garage by accident, that I will take the Megane GT. So let's get started, let's get driving, let's get answering some questions. First question, and one I've seen popping up a fair amount, is do you live alone? So the answer to that question is yes. Basically most of the time I live alone at the house in France, because my parents are living in Switzerland and they only come back certain weekends a year. So when they're not back, I am indeed living alone in that home. So the cycle committee right there. Another question about the house, is it my house? I answered that in my what is my job video. It is not my house. That house is it's the house I grew up in when I was really young. I wasn't born there, but we moved there when I was like 9 months old, so it's all I can sort of remember. So for me, that house has been my entire life. Now my parents moved to Switzerland like a couple of years ago, and since then they come back a few times a year, and I sort of keep the house busy, maintain it, keep the dog a lot of the time, and yeah, that's the situation with the house. Did you always dream of having a Lotus, or was it a spontaneous decision? I have always loved Lotuses. For as long as I can remember, I thought they were just such cool little cars. And so, I mean, I had always said one day I want to have a Lotus. I didn't expect it to be my first car or anything like that. It was more of a, it was a mix of both. It was both a spontaneous, good, there's a brick in the middle of the road. It was both a spontaneous decision and something I'd been aspiring to for a long time, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna put the camera down and concentrate on getting there. Basically my meeting in Nice is in like half an hour, so I need to hurry up because it's always hard to find car parking spaces there. So I've got this meeting in Nice, and then, ooh, look, is that a, ooh, I think there's like a 348 or something Ferrari, I'm not too sure, not the best for classic Ferraris. Anyways, to this meeting, and afterwards back and probably walk the dog. Just out of my meeting, and another question that I thought I would answer that gets asked a lot. This is like a really awkward place to be vlogging as well, by the way. I don't really know this area, but yeah, anyways. I get asked a lot, how old am I? I am 19 years old, and I turned 20 on the 22nd of November, so in just over a month. And that is the question to how old I am, and maybe some people say I look a lot younger than that, and some people say that they thought I was older. So you put down below in the comments how old you thought I was. I am back home now, so it is time for, well, first of all, to get out of the car, but then for another question. And I figured it would only be appropriate, seeing as we've just been driving in the Megane, to answer a question about the Megane, and one that's been asked a lot. People often ask how long I'm keeping this car for. Well, I think this is the first time announcing this. Basically, this car is actually not going to be around for that much longer. In only a couple of weeks now, this is going to be going back and getting replaced with something else. So I'm going to have another daily driver in not that long, which I'm going to have for a few months as well, which I'm super, super excited about. It's a lot more sporty than this car. I've also just noticed the fuel cap is opened. Megane GT, that won't be staying for that much longer, and it will be being replaced. Any guesses as to what it is? Comment down below. Hey! How you doing? Ah, let's go make some lunch. There you go. Okay, go. I am no, like, good chef. I am not by any means a good cook, before you comment on my cooking skills. But then let's do another question. One that I see popping up a bunch is, who is your favorite YouTuber? Now this is like a really tricky question, because I watch so many YouTubers, I watch so many different YouTube videos, so it's hard to say. My dog is just coming over. Hey, who's your favorite YouTuber, Sil? Huh? So it's really, I mean, obviously all the car guys like Paul, Sam, James, all those guys, they're like really good friends, and I love them to bits. So it's, I'm just gonna count them in a separate category, because it would be unfair to say anyone. My camera memory card ran. The YouTubers I watched the most would probably have to be Casey Neistat. I just admire Casey Neistat so much. I think he's an amazing YouTuber, loving what John Olsen is doing, and then a bunch of others like Cal Freezy, KSI, Casper Lee, Joe Sugg, all those guys. So those are the YouTubers I watch a lot. I mean, I love also Salamandrin, TJ Hunt, all those guys are really good as well. So, and I also just saw the new trailer for the Grand Tour. Bloody exciting. I think my food is nearly ready. Oh yeah, let's do this. Scylla, you wanna go for a walk? Come up. Let's go for a walk. On the dog walk, this is basically what a standard sort of day looks like if I'm not filming. Basically just admin work, meetings, and taking care of the house and the dog. But I thought I'd answer another question, and the one that I can't ignore that's been coming up the most is, what are you thinking replacement wise for the Lotus? And I figured I would give you a full update on what's happening with the different cars that are now in the garage. Is that the way you say it? That sounds very arrogant, saying the cars that are in my garage. As I said in a previous question, the Renault's changing, and then the Twizy, I am considering doing the Oakley design sort of body kit to it, but it's quite expensive. So I don't know, it depends basically on what I replace the Lotus with, and if that leaves me enough money to be able to do the Oakley design body kit on mine. But there are only 5 of the Oakley designs being made, and there is one reserved under my name, so it is potentially happening. I know you guys want it to happen, but I can't guarantee it. It's all down to financials basically. So yeah, that's the situation with the Twizy. And then for the Lotus, still not sold, still for sale. If you know anyone, let me know. And I haven't made a decision yet. I want to drive a few more cars, you know, sort of in the budget that I'm looking at, to help make my mind up. But for now, I really like the RS3 and I really like the Exige, and between those two, depending on what the Megane gets replaced with and what I do with the Twizy, it will make the decision towards those two. But I'm possibly leaning slightly more towards the Exige at the moment, because it's just more special feeling. So that's where my mind's at right now in terms of that. Do you see yourself doing YouTube your whole life? So I think that all YouTubers have aspirations to keep doing YouTube, but to also do other things on the side. So that's what I want to do. I don't want to stop YouTube. I love YouTube. It's allowed me to, you know, do so many things I could only dream of doing a few years ago. So I love YouTube and I love what it's doing, so I'm going to keep making videos, and hopefully you guys will keep enjoying them. And apart from that, I do have other projects to do, other things on the side. I'm not going to limit myself only to YouTube. I want to keep some doors open, and I want to do other things on the side, but most of those I try and keep fairly separated from what I'm doing on YouTube. If you're interested in more of that stuff, there is a video I did called What Is My Job, so you guys can go watch that, and that explains a bit more about what I do other than YouTube. And I am now in some really random, massive, like, abandoned field. I'm gonna close the window so you can hear me. I am heading home now. I have a Skype meeting, then a phone call, and then a work dinner. So it's a pretty busy one, but I figured I would do the last question as I'm driving back from the walk. And I just wanted to answer a question that's been asked a bunch, which is, how much do I earn? And to be honest, I'm not going to share complete figures with you, because that's, I feel, an invasion of privacy. But I can just give you an idea of how I feel about earning money and all this stuff. I think that all I need to be happy is to be able to maintain a lifestyle where I can travel when I want to travel to wherever I want to go. I can eat good food and I can have a good time with my friends. As long as I can do those things and have a little bit left over to develop potential ideas that I may come up with over the years, that is all I need. I don't need to be earning enough to have like 6 supercars in the garage. Of course, if you can, that is the ideal situation. But I mean, I earn off other little businesses I do, which bring in, sort of without doing too much work, they bring in sort of a constant stream of revenue. And then also through YouTube, so the more views I get on YouTube, the more I earn, the more companies I work with, the more I earn. So that's how I earn my money. And exactly how much? Well, enough to be able to have a good time and do my stuff. And no, I don't get like a monthly amount, an allowance for my parents and all that stuff. I've mentioned it before, I got cut off financially when I dropped out of university. So everything you see me doing buying, etc., stuff like that is all from personal earnings. And I'm not just saying that to get all the "oh, daddy's boy" rumors. Oop, I'm going to put the camera down because there seems to be some security around here. But no, it's not to get all the daddy's boy rumors off me. It's literally just to make you guys understand that you can't only live a lifestyle where you can travel and have a good time if your parents are wealthy. No matter how old you are, you can be 15, 16, 45, 65, you can still earn enough to be able to do what you want to do by yourself. You just need to be persistent and have an idea and chase that idea and just do what you love. So that is the last question I'm going to answer, and I want to say thank you so much for watching. There'll be more videos coming in the next couple of days. I am leaving to Paris, I think the day after you see this video, and there'll be a bunch of videos coming from that, and that trip is to go get the replacement for this Megane. So yeah, pretty exciting times. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Please remember to subscribe if you aren't already. And yeah, cheers. Bye. Oh. Okay, picture this. Imagine Kendall Jenner eating chocolate strawberries off you at 1 o'clock in the morning in her bra. That's what this car feels like right now. Did I just say that out loud?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a moment here.
Yeah. Oh, and she's just gotten naked. She's just taken all her clothes off. That's what just happened. Oh, what a beauty. Oh, I think I'm in love. Andrew, what have you done? I'm gonna